Last time on Babs Bear Talk.
Hey guys, it's Friday, September 16th. Yesterday was Aunt Kathy's birthday. I am getting ready to go to work. Well, Joe and I are getting ready to go to work. And we're waiting for bottles to come. I have a brand new customer, right? And she seems like a really nice lady on the phone. She works for the company, so it's not like a small company that she owns it. And she wants us to do a 4-ounce bottle, one color, and what's going to go inside the bottle is some type of ink. And one color, very simple to do. I like these kind of jobs. 2,700 pieces. It's a flat rate of $365. And then she has to pay for the preparation of her screen, of course, and that only happens once unless she changes her artwork in the future. So she emailed me yesterday. It's so funny because she said the bottles are are coming really soon. I'm gonna personally bring them when they come and meet you guys. And I want to know, can I get a sample? And she didn't ask it mean or anything in the email. I didn't pick up a tone. And so normally we would say, no, we don't do samples. Because honestly, we don't do samples because when a customer asks you for a sample, it's because they don't want to pay for a sample. They want to see what the product is going to look like and they don't want to pay. Imagine a dressmaker, and you take everything to the dressmaker and say, I want it to look like this, that's in this book right here. And you go, oh, by the way, can I get a sample? The person still has to make the whole dress, right? And then you're going to decide if you like it or not. So we still have to set up the machine. We still have to mix the ink. We still have to, shoot the screen. And then you got to sit there for hours kind of playing around with 50 bottles or so to get a clean sample. Because the only way the bottles are going to come clean is if you just run them. Okay, they can't be sitting there. So normally I would say to any of the customers, well, I'm sorry, but we don't do sample. You either know what you want or you don't know what you want. And so this time I changed my phrasing around. And I said, sure, we can produce that sample for you. It'll be an additional $365, plus whatever I quoted you for the actual printing. What else did I say? I explained to her, I said, because the sample actually takes anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to complete. And this is time that nobody really compensates the printer for. So this is why we have to do it like this. And actually my price, the flat rate is 1 to 3,000 bottles. It's the same price, no matter how much you buy. If it's 3,000, if it's 2,000, if it's 1,500, if it's 3, if it's 1, and so I said it really sweetly though, guys. And it was so funny because she wrote me back and she puts, never mind. I could just hear that in her voice. Never mind, it's okay. I'm sure it's going to be beautifully done. Just match the PMS color exactly to what you see on the chart and we'll be good. And by the way, the bottles are coming really soon. Okay, I'm going to call you. Got a dust particle floating in my face. So it was funny because I went back to Joe and I said, the lady said, never mind. And Joe says, did she say it like that? I'm like, that's how it sounded to me when I read it. So, about the contest, guys. I already went through my low day 2 days ago. Today is Friday. I went through my low day on Wednesday. And let me tell you why. I don't think I'm going to be a semifinalist on that show. Let alone a finalist, let alone the opportunity to try to win. I really feel like I did not get selected. And my main reason for feeling this is because of what they keep saying when they show the 3 semifinalists. Because, they're showing 3 a day. So they've already shown 9 out of the 15. So they only have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to show the next batch. And every time they show it, the first day, the host of the show said, each of the 3 semifinalists shown today has submitted 3 recipes to the show in the eventuality that they become a finalist. And he said it Wednesday, he said it Thursday, just like that. He says, has submitted, past tense, not will submit, past tense. So to me, because I know how to read between the lines when people are using their verbiage, to me that means they knew. They knew that they were going to be semifinalists. And I haven't gotten an email or a phone call, so I don't assume that I'm a semifinalist. Now, Jory is trying to be positive for me, and he is saying, well, maybe they won't contact you till the day before they're going to show your video and then ask you to submit the recipes then. Yeah, there's room for that, but I don't think so. I think the way these shows operate, if they say they picked 18 semifinalists, you best believe they've already alerted those 18 people that they're semifinalists. So I think that's what it is. So when I went through my low, it was just like asking myself, I never asked myself, was I not good enough? Because I trained Jada that way. When she auditions for these singing contests, and Jada has auditioned for America's Most Talented Kid, a show that was very short-lived. She auditioned for The Voice twice. She auditioned for America's Got Talent, and then local things here in town. And whenever she auditions for stuff, if she doesn't get picked, not even for the first level, we never, ever, ever let her sit there and wallow in her own, you know, grief and all that stuff. We just let her know, hey, you know, obviously they're looking for something different, and it's not because you're not good enough. And all we can do is continue to practice to get better and better, and maybe in the future, you know, we'll get picked for something. So being that I trained Jada that way since she was 3 years old, then I have to do what I say. So I never sat down and like picked at myself like, you're not good enough. You know, maybe you just don't have the right look. I never did that to myself. But what I did do was ask myself, did I do the right recipe? You know, should I have done maybe the salbutes with the cabbage and the tomato and the cilantro, the pretty colors, and, you know, should I? And honestly, I didn't know how to create that video. I didn't even see the contestants when I ran home that day to create that video to put up there. So I can't question my video now, you know, and I don't regret doing the fried jack. After I asked myself that question, my answer was I don't regret doing the fried jack, because that's the whole reason why I started my channel. You know, when the recession was bad, and literally we would come to the cupboard and find just tomato sauce in a can. There's a company that we used to print for, and some younger people like in their late 20s worked for the company, and they were roommates, and whenever they would pay their rent, they would call me and say, do you have food? Because we don't have any money left over after we paid the rent. And I knew exactly where they were, because we were in the same position, but they thought we were doing better because we owned our own business, right? So I would say, come over, and I would make fried jack for them, or Johnny cakes and stuff, but most of the time it was fried jack. And I would give them the dough to take home, the finished dough, and they would fry it the next day, and they would say, oh my God, that tastes so good, we're not hungry, we're not unhappy. And so then I started to show them how to make it, because I couldn't be making it for them all the time. And that's when they suggested, you should be teaching this on YouTube, because a lot of people are starving like we are. And I think everybody in the world needs to know how to make this, because it's just flour, baking powder, milk if you have that, and then water if you don't have milk, because that's how we did it in Belize for many years, is with water. Matter of fact, I get a lot of flack from my Belizeans that say, oh, you're not making it right because you're making it with milk. Well, milk is cheap over here in America, and it makes it fluffier, so why not change, you know? So I don't regret doing it after asking myself the question. And I guess after seeing the way the judges were talking about the contestants, when they showed the 3 each day, I suppose they wanted us to be cooking and talking at the same time. They never said that. They said, we don't care about the quality of the video. We just care that you show a meal, and, you know, that you show your personality. And I think I did that with the video that I presented. I showed my personality, and I don't have an over-the-top stupid personality, and I'm not going to change that for some contest, because I've seen some of the people that they've shown as semifinalists. Some of them have 1 like. I wish, like Joe said, they had just said, just present your video and we will pick who we want, because essentially that's what they're doing. They're not picking people based on the likes at all. Yes, the first 2 that got in had a lot of likes, but this guy that got in today only had like 80 something likes. But he's one of these like, oh, look at me, I'm a tailgater, football season, I'm gonna make this, I can't do that. Guys, I can't do that. I'm not really subdued and low key when I'm doing my show, but I'm definitely not gonna act stupid and look stupid, and because then when I get there, I wouldn't be able to be that person. So if I were to have any regrets, I regretted doing round 2, because I really feel like the Dream Jobbing site did not get the memo from Home and Family telling them that this thing is over, we already picked our semifinalists, thank you and goodbye. And I think Dream Jobbing, 1, either just wanted to get more people to put information in there, or 2, just said, well, we're gonna run round 2. I was going to say round 2. We're going to run round 2 like they set forth when we started the contest, because they're not telling us anything. Again, this contest is done. this is something that I would never enter again. This type of contest with dream jobbing and that type of stuff. I would never do that again. And I don't regret doing it. I don't regret doing round 1 because even though I think it didn't matter, I got to meet a lot of people who watch my show that I didn't even know watch my show. And I got to see what they thought about me. And for that, I'm already a winner. I'm already blessed for that. So I'm not throwing in the towel because it's not over till Wednesday. But honestly, guys, I don't think I'm going to get chosen. I have 300 likes. 300 likes, 300 people came out and liked me. So I see some of the other contestants that were behind me that are still trying to solicit likes. I'm like, people, it's over. It's over. Plus, you know what? I read a lot of blogs about other contestants that tried out for their DIY contest that they ran a few months ago. And one of them wrote a scathing thing about it. And she's all like, when they pick, at that time they picked 25 semifinalists. When they picked their 25 semifinalists, obviously those 25 people knew. And that's why when I saw them come on 2 days ago and said, we already have our 18, I'm like, well, I'm not in it because they didn't call me. And that lady said the people knew. And they obviously must know if they, today what they said, one of the judges said, I pick Michael because I really loved the 3 recipes that he submitted to us. They didn't call me and say submit 3 recipes. So I don't think I'll be picked. But I'm okay with it because that must mean God has something bigger and better in store for me. Maybe I would have been tied up with these people, doing something smaller, and then something big will come my way, like maybe Oprah will call and give me a cooking show on her channel. I don't even know if I want that though. Honestly, I'm teasing because I think Oprah tapes like in Atlanta, Georgia, or maybe Chicago. And I certainly don't want to live in those cold states, so I don't even know if I want that. I better be careful what I put out there. Anyways, I got to go into work because I don't know if it's today that lady's going to bring the bottles. Still waiting for my large order to come. It should have come like last week, but the bottle maker is saying that they're delayed and it might not come till the middle of October, which sucks. It sucks because the kids, Jory and Josh, goes back into school like around the 24th of September. They're going back for their bachelor's, and that makes me very proud. That makes me very, very proud. And what I did with the kids, I didn't let them go to 4-year college and then just go right through and get the bachelor's because then they don't get the associates. I let them do all the classes to get the associates because I know that some people don't have that stamina to continue on and get a bachelor's. And so I at least wanted each of my kids to have an associate's. And so Jory has 2 associates. So now they signed back in. It took a whole year, before they could even register and all this stuff. And then they got in and the money came through to pay for the classes, everything. And they start like next week. So it's just going to be me and Joe at the shop. You guys pray for me, okay? Because this burden is hard. This burden of that shop is so hard. It's mentally hard because sometimes you don't have work for long periods of time and you have to stretch whatever money you had or didn't have. We have nobody that we can borrow from. Mom's dead. She used to always help us out when we were in a bind. And yeah. That's like, I think, the worst part. And then when the work comes, the labor is so hard. I think that's why I tried so hard for this contest, because I really wanted to change my life. But we must press on. So, to the car. About the fact that I feel that I'm not going to get chosen, and it's not just negativity. How do you feel? How do you feel? Do you think I'm going to get chosen as a semi-finalist?
They already picked their whatever, 26 or whatever.
18, not 26, 18. They already picked them and they already know, right? The 18 already know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because for that guy to say, oh, I love the 3 recipes he submitted. I'm like, when did we get an opportunity to submit 3 recipes though? If you guys notice in the rules and regs, it says the criteria for the contest is that you must submit a video that's not more than a minute but not less than 30 seconds, that you must be 21 or older and legal to work in the US, and the third thing says producers will need to be given 3 not recipes, but 3 different shots of the recipe that's presented. It says will need to be given. And I'm like, okay, so when does that time come? It never came. So that just means that they contacted their semifinalists, told them to shut up about it, and gave them an opportunity to submit 3 different recipes. So that's why I'm resigned to the fact that I'm not a semifinalist. How can you have the 3rd or the 2nd most highest likes in a contest that they said you needed likes for and then not get chosen? You know, they must not want difference. They want the same old. People that make meatballs, people that make pizza, people that make cheesecake. That's what they want, the common foods, not interesting foods like we make at the Bear Pantry Show. He's putting in some cash from the last job that we did. We never came and put the money in. Now we needed to pay the bills. Well, this direction is no good because the sun is in the wrong place. Oh, this way is perfect. I hope those bottles come today from the easy one that we have to do though. So, you guys remember that I have to go co-host that Belizean Independence Day event for Faron and Ja this coming Sunday, right? The 18th? Well, I found out those young men have been under such attack from the Belizean community because the way I understand it, at first, it's like some wealthy, well-to-do lady, a Belizean lady, that always does the Belizean festivities, right? Well, this year she wasn't gonna do it. I guess she got tired, lazy, whatever. And so Faron and them noticed that nobody was doing it, so they decided to do it in Inglewood. And this lady does it in another part of, I think, North Hollywood or something. And they already booked their artists, they booked everybody, and then all of a sudden everybody starts dropping out because they're like, well, you know, we already told you yes, but we're obligated to her because, you know, she helped us get our start, and, you know, we just can't tell her no. And so somebody even called me, one of Mom's friends, and she called me up and she's like, don't trust those young men, blah, blah, blah. But she used to run another committee that we used to participate in. And I remember we always got the shaft whenever we worked for her because my entire family never got paid for anything we did for that committee. But we found out that everybody else were getting paid. And so that sucked after a while. And it's not just, you know, my mom and dad, it's me and Tracy and, you know, Joe and Jada. We all gave our talents and our gifts to that committee and never got paid. And so I'm like, I want to hear from her about not trusting Faron and Josh. So I'm like, look, you know what? I've known them for 2 years. They've been respectful to me. They've been decent to me, and I'm not going to listen to this. And so I called Faron, and I didn't tell him who said it, but I'm like, are you going through something? Because, you know, people over here are trying to get me not to do this thing for you. And he's all like, please don't tell me you're going to cancel on me because I didn't think they were going to get to you. And, you know, Faron maybe thinks that I have no ties in the Belizean community. And I don't know why a lot of people think that, because I have a lot of ties in the Belizean community. My parents were rooted in the Belizean community, but I just don't attend any of the things. And I've stopped attending those things years ago because it was a rowdy crowd that was coming along, and they were shooting up the place, and they were bringing in liquor, and, you know, I want to be there for that. So I told Faron, no, I'm committed to it. I'm coming. As a matter of fact, I've invited some of my followers and fans and subscribers to come meet me out there, and some of them said they're coming. At least 8 of them said they're coming, and that would be a nice little meet and greet for me. And so I said, no, I wouldn't renege. I would have to have an illness come in or a death or something for me to renege on you. And so he was just so grateful, and he says, I'll set 2 tickets aside for you and Joe, you know, to come to the dance Saturday night, and I'll set you up in a hotel so you don't have to drive all the way back home, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's really sweet, but I'm not a dance type person. I don't like alcohol, I don't like dancing, and I don't like cigarette smoking, you know, and I'm sure they still smoke in those nightclubs. Yeah, so, but it was nice of him to offer that, but, you know, I think he was just like so scared that they reached me. And he says, I swear to you, Barbara, you know, Faron joked with me one time that he didn't believe in God. And I wasn't sure if he was being serious or joking, but he says, I swear to you, Barbara, that Illuminati exists and it's in Belize and it's touched a lot of Belizeans. And I'm like, if you believe in Illuminati, then how come you don't believe in God? Because you can't believe in the devil and not believe in God. You got to believe. If you believe in the devil, you have to believe in God. If you believe in God, you have to believe in the devil. If not, don't believe in anything. Believe in a chicken, right? And then he goes, oh, I believe in God. I was just messing with you. And I was like, wow. He says, I've been so attacked, they've even threatened my kids' lives. I was like, for real? Is it that serious now? Anyways, I'll catch you guys at the shop because we're going to turn east now. And the lighting, my natural lighting, is not going to be good. I'll show you guys. See? We're going east, so the lighting is bad. I'm dark here. You can't see me. I'm a thief. I'm a thief. We've arrived to work and we can't go around there. I looked around the bend and there's a big truck with a crane. I think they must be changing out an AC unit or something. So we have to go around the next way. This is the front of the complex too, Marie. This is the front of the complex. See, we have Zumba here. I don't do that though. Zumba is too expensive. The food at this place sucks. Juan Pollo. And they think they're original with a 100-year-old recipe. They need to change it. It has cobwebs or something. So here we are, huh?
They got parking lot kind of.
I know they towed away all the cars.
Yeah.
They towed away. Is that Bernardo's son? Dang. That kid got big. What are they taking down, Joel? Can we see? What did they take down over there?
We're on the bend.
It must be some kind of AC unit. They have like a crane or a cherry picker or whatever you call that thing. Did I tell you guys already that I invited the pastor, Dr. Mike Murdoch, to come to my home for a meal? I don't think I told you guys because I'm getting all confused because I've been streaming live at Facebook and I've been telling people things there and then I can't remember if I told you guys at the vlog or not. Google him. Put in Dr. Mike Murdoch. Well, after you find him, you may hate him or you may love him. So my relationship with him is this. I saw him on TV. I really like the way he taught. And I went to several of his, what do you call them when he comes here, Joe? Partner meetings. Right? Partner meetings? Partner meetings. Because whenever you donate to his church, he calls you a partner. There are times that he says things that don't sit well with me. But it's okay because it's not everybody that's always going to say things that you like 100% of the time, right? So he was on Periscope. That's where I do all my inviting. And I haven't been on Periscope in a while. But I went on that day and I saw that he was streaming live. So I clicked on it to see what he was saying. And I wasn't clicking on his Periscope lately because he adores Donald Trump. And it's like, oh, Mr. Trump. I'm like, oh, just shut up already. So I think he probably has lost a lot of his followers because of that stupid love he has for Donald Trump. When I went into the room on Periscope, he only had 50 people in there. So I was number 51. So he saw me. If there are more than 100 people in your room on Periscope, you don't see who comes in. And so he says, Bear Pantry Show, how are you doing today? Do you know that you have a divine meeting with destiny? And I put Barbara to let him know my name was Barbara. And he goes, oh, thanks for telling me your name. And then he says, Bear Pantry Show, is that a show on TV? And I said, YouTube. And I couldn't write more than the one word because the internet was freezing. And so I got booted out and I came back in and he goes, where did you go? You left me. And I'm like, the internet's pretty bad right now. And so then he continues to talk to me and there's other people in the room, but he's talking to me. And he told his assistant to go ahead and write down my information because he wanted to go check out my show. So I guess the assistant said yes. And I saw her get up and get a piece of paper. And then I said, would you consider coming to my house for a meal the next time you come to Southern California for one of your partner meetings? I managed to write out all of that as fast as I could go. And it took a while for him to see it. I thought he was avoiding me, when I put it. But then he eventually saw it and goes, what? Meal? Come to your house for a meal? Yes. Write that down, Sister Anna. Bear Pantry Show has invited me to come to her house for a meal. And I want to go. And I put Barbara again. And goes, I'm sorry. Your name's Barbara. He says, I'm going to take you up on that offer. Now, I know Belizean people say a promise is a comfort to a fool. And I'm no fool. But I believe him when he said he's coming, because I don't believe men of God like that powerful, will just like say stuff to lie. You know, I've met this man several times. Joe, can you get the picture for me with me, you and Dr. Mike, please, honey bunny, with sugar on tops? So you're gonna give me a smile, my love? So me and Joe and Effie and Jada have met him. And one time he invited me and Effie. Well, he invited me and anybody of my choosing. And I had Effie and Joe going with me at the time. So they said either Joe or Effie and me, if we could go ahead and be like a cedar greeter at one of his functions. Let me show you. So that's me, of course, Joe, and then Dr. Mike in the middle. And so when he arrived at the function, he took pictures with us because he was so grateful that we were cedar greeters at his function. Joe went in and took care and, you know, minded our seats and took care of our seats. And then Effie and I greeted the people. So another time we took Jada, and he was attracted to Jada, and he called Jada out of the audience and had her pray for people who had skin issues, because Jada had revealed to him that she had just gotten healed from her skin disease. And so many people stood up that all Jada could do was touch him, which was good for Jada, because Jada doesn't know anything about praying extemporaneously. She knows about rehearsed prayers like Our Father and stuff like that. So I invited him to come. He probably won't be on the cooking show, because I don't think this man knows anything about cooking. But he probably will come for that meal. And I want him to come so badly, because I want to ask him what to do next. He says, whenever you meet anybody that's powerful and rich, that's what you ask them. What do I do next? And I need to know what to do next, because this business right here is not my all-time business. I'm not going to stay in this business forever and ever and ever. And I want to be able to close it successfully when the time is right. And I want to be able to be in something that's lucrative, you know, to, you know, even if I'm not like a millionaire or whatever, that I can feed my family, you know. So I would ask him that, and I would talk with him about immigration in this country, because he's got some jaded views of immigration issues in this country, because again, he listens to Donald Trump. And if he meets people and put a face on the immigration issues, because we went through a lot of immigration issues when we first got married. We're citizens of America now, but it wasn't always that way. Hold on, guys. Mike Green, good morning. Okay, so nobody said anything. Let's see if it rings again. McQueen, good morning. Okay. Press 1. I'm pressing 1. This is somebody wanted to talk. Somebody with some radio show that says they want to feature my business. Yeah, that's not happening. Somebody with the Brian Blue show, and they said they want to feature your business on the radio show, and then they're going to transfer you to this Kevin somebody, which is the executive producer. And then another recorded message comes on that says, I've stepped away from my desk, go ahead and leave me a message. Yeah, right, you called me, dude. You can't be at your desk after you call me. So I want to be on the radio. Well, how far am I going to get with that? I want to be on TV so that I can get some exposure. You guys, I can't believe that I did all this hard work with you guys and not even get my video shown on the TV show as a semi-finalist. My sister was like, don't worry about it, because they've been really ripping apart the semi-finalists. I mean, the one lady today, they talked about how nasty her pizza looked. And it's like, you shouldn't do that. As judges, if you're judging something, you should talk that amongst yourself, but not in front of the people that you're judging. That's horrible. And the lady was a registered dietitian, and she was making a gluten-free pizza. So, of course, the pizza didn't look good on camera. Then she put in some slides, you know, to show the process of making the pizza, because you only have 1 minute to do the video. And they're like, yeah, she can't walk and cook at the same time. I mean, she can't talk and cook at the same time. You need to know how to do that. Because then she put in those slides. I'm like, really? I put cutaways. I didn't put slides, but I put cutaways of me doing the fried jack. And that wasn't talking and cooking at the same time, but I can totally do that. I'm like, they have it in mind who they want. Honestly, they have it in mind who they want. They want some older white lady to go on the show, because it's all old white ladies on that show. So it's like, and I don't like that they rip apart that poor lady, and I don't want them to show my video if they're gonna rip me apart, because I might cuss somebody out. So my sister was like, maybe other people who are scouring for talent, maybe they came to that contest and they looked at all the contestants and they saw your video, and maybe you'll get a blessing out of it from elsewhere. It's not going to be from them, but it's going to be from elsewhere. I'm like, look at my sister being positive, Joe. My sister's always negative when it comes to contests and stuff, because we've always gotten cheated. You know, her son is in spelling bees. I used to be in spelling bees when I was younger, and I was good. I used to always win. And I stopped doing spelling bees when I got into the 7th grade, because they would always cheat us. And so my sister's son was in a spelling bee, and they set forth all the rules of the spelling bee. And in the middle of it, when they wanted the teacher's son to win, they changed it. And the teacher was like, I guess they adopted the son, you know. I don't know what the thing was. They adopted, I don't know, but they want him to win. And they started to change the rules, and totally my nephew should have won, and my sister wanted to throw chairs and tables and everything. And so she stopped them from entering contests. And Joshua got upset too about this contest, because he said he has entered numerous drawing contests, and then you'll have some fool from Pixar throw their hat in the ring and then they win. And he goes, then why even have the contest for novices if you're going to have a pro come in and win it? You know what I mean, Joe? It's like all these people that they have selected so far for this contest, the 3 people, they have successful vlogs and blogs, and they have been featured in magazines, and they have published books. And, you know, and I was like, my book is published too, but it's published by, you know, independent. It's not by a publisher. It's self-publishing. And so it's like, man, I stood no chance. And you guys worked so hard for me. The one good thing that I got out of this, though, is all the love that I got from you guys. So anyways, let me go find something to eat, guys. We're going to the store to go pick up a couple of avocados. Couldn't say that fast just now. We hope we can get some ripe ones, because we're never lucky to get ripe avocados. But I'm hoping that we could get some ripe ones.
We want it ripe, but not soft stuff.
Yeah. And we don't want it overripe. And we're gonna make some roti, some Indian food. It's called paratha, and it looks so good. And I've made roti at the site before. Of course, when you're making food from other people's culture, everybody and their brother want to cuss you out. But it's okay. You guys know we do what we do at the Bear Pantry Kitchen. But we want to go test try this recipe right now, because it looks so delicious. Maybe because I'm hungry. So, after we make it, I'm hoping it comes out soft enough that the tortillas can fold. It's kind of like a tortilla. And Jada can wrap it and make her Southwestern egg rolls with it, because she needs some tortilla to finish up the Southwestern egg rolls, because she has ingredients but no tortillas. I was like, that would be so awesome, because it could become 2 recipes. You know what I mean? So Joe had to cut some big fat bad words in the store. When he saw the price of the avocado, it's $2 for 1 avocado. And he's like, my God, I'm gonna go buy my own tree and plant my own avocado tree. I don't care what you say.
I always keep putting that.
Because I'm always telling him, no, don't buy an avocado tree. I don't eat enough avocado, and those trees produce a lot, and we're gonna have a lot of rotten avocado on the ground. And he goes, no, we're gonna sell it to the stores. Forget this. So let me get my seatbelt. He's gonna buy one for 60 bucks and grow that baby. He's really got a green thumb. I'm telling you, he's got a green thumb. So this recipe, we've never tried it before, so we're just gonna go home and test it and enjoy the food. I'm like, look, give me a chance to go take these ratty old nail polish off and comb my hair and give Joshua the camera so he can film what's going on, because we are totally not testing this recipe before we put it on camera. We can't afford to do this recipe twice. We broke. So we're gonna go home and we're gonna test this recipe on camera, and if it comes out good, it's gonna be a Wednesday episode between Joe and me. If it comes out bad, I probably won't show it. I don't want to show all the bad ones, you know, but 1 or 2 of them. And another one Joe wanted to try was a pecan coffee cake, and he wanted to try it with me because he's not really good at making cakes, so he wanted to just be there with me doing it. But that will come up on a future Wednesday if this thing comes out good, this avocado paratha. You feeling better now, babe?
A little bit better.
You acting like a little baby.
A little bit better. When the red button is on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, see, I'm doing it.
This is very, very
Ready. He doesn't want to go back on the boat. Splash.
Splash?
Yeah.